Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. It is Wednesday evening, and we are going to see what the market looks like for tomorrow. The Mag 7, it was pretty red today, and then Microsoft and NVIDIA, they finished up pretty well, and we'll see what the market's going to bring for us tomorrow. But first, all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence, and how is everybody today? And that's what our heat map looked like. And like I said, Oracle and Palantir and them guys, they were really red today. And you can see Oracle is way down there. Might be a good one to go down some more tomorrow. And we were looking at CURI, Carry, or whatever it's called, Curiosity Stream, in the live Discord this afternoon. We were talking about this one going into its earnings right there, SGBX. And that's Safe and Green Holdings right there. It looks like it's running up today and in the after hours. Definitely one to keep an eye on. So we'll keep an eye on that one as well. And good evening, everybody, and we'll see what's going on. And the market has you worried. Expect a pop for the government shutdown. Then that's what I was thinking. Isn't it supposed to end today or something? But I didn't see anything. I was looking, and I looked as far as Finviz, so it didn't say anything on here, so I didn't see it. But it says on the news, U.S. stock futures edge lower, oil extends losses, and the Dow, S&P 500, Nasdaq futures slip as government shutdown nears end, and stock futures tick lower after Dow rallies to record high, and Wall Street mix shutdown almost nixed, and value stocks rally as Dow tops 48,000 for the first time. What does it mean for 2026? So 2026. And so there you go. That's our news stories. And like I said, it just said that that everything slipped a little bit as the shutdown nears an end. And so yeah, it didn't happen yet, and I'm expecting it to happen pretty soon. So here we go. Let's see what's going on here and what's happening. And let me take a look and see. That's good. Is everything even working there? Yeah, I think so. Looked like it was kind of weird right there. But anyway, here we go. Let's rock and roll and see what's happening. And let's see, ONDS. And you were saying, hoping that has a boomer earnings report Thursday. Isn't it tomorrow? Tomorrow would be Thursday, laptop travel. So yeah, you're absolutely right. I would say the same thing for tomorrow. So yeah, this one, I mean, the chart looked good. It did pull back a little bit, but it still looks pretty good, although it did have a little more of a pullback than you wanted to see today. So we'll definitely be watching that in the morning, and it's always our first one right now. So let's look at our SPY and all them guys, because the SPY was up and then it pulled back in the after hours, and then your Qs were down today. They were down much bigger, much more, and then they came up at the end of the day, and then they went down some more in the after hours, and they don't really look that great right there. I'm not going to lie. So we'll go through them, but they look like they could pull back a little bit. You can see it down here, and your SPY as well. Your IWM right there, that's sitting on the 50 and getting pushed down. Now, this one could actually get moving. We know that kind of Pac-Man look, and once it gets kind of close, it could jump up on the 50, but it can also push it right under the 50 as well. So that is what we're looking at right there, and we'll be keeping an eye on it and seeing what's going on. And let's see what else is happening here. Let's take a look and see on our list. So open door. Remember, I've been saying the door's been open for this bad boy to start going up. And here you go. It's starting to cruise right there. And there is open door, and it was up another 10.5%. And did we not call this thing perfectly? I told you when it was dipping down. Well, when it was popping up the first time, pulling when it was topped out, then pulling back, and then when it was running again. So pretty wild right there, but we did call it almost perfectly. So there you go with that. And let's see, is everything working, laptop travel? I don't know. It doesn't seem like yeah, there's all check marks right there. I think it's all working, and it looks like it's working okay. I think I can't even tell, but anyway, here we go. We'll rock and roll right through and see what's happening here. QMCO, nobody said that it wasn't working, so let's put it that way. And because it says scheduled, and I don't know if it always says that, but I have no idea. Here, I'll look on here and see what it says on the live feed. And let me see. It does say it's live right there, so it should be pretty good. Let's see. I'll look at it real quick. Yeah, it looks like I'm on there. Okay, good. QMCO, it's up on my thing. And all right, perfect. it looks like it's working on at least the YouTube stream. So that's all that matters right there. So, all right, let's see what's going on there. And I didn't see Luis Rodriguez hop up. Oh, looks good. Laptop trap. All right, perfect. Thank you very much. All right, QMCO. Let's roll right through these bad boys. No real crazy sports games on, just some basketball and hockey scores. But we won't bother with all them. There's a bunch of games, and like I said, we'll just do like the big games. Unless you guys want me to, I will run through all the sports scores. You guys can tell me whether you like me to keep you up to date on like some basketball once a night or hockey once a night. I can do that real quick. So anyway, let's roll through and see what we're really looking at. And there are stock charts, QMCO. When's their earnings? Aren't they coming up tomorrow? And bam, yeah, they are. And these ones still don't look that great, guys. I'm not going to lie. QMCO still pulling back and still looks like it wants to pull back on the earnings. So we'll be watching all these guys. And there's a ton of earnings tomorrow, as a matter of fact. So we will definitely be on tomorrow afternoon as well in the Discord. You guys know that. And if you're not in the Discord, holy cow. How about this one, guys? I don't know what the stock ticker is, but I mean, if you were in the Discord this afternoon and heard what I said, I was like, yo, that stock chart looks amazing going in there. And this thing went up over 10%. I didn't even know Playboy still existed, to be completely honest with you. But we were talking about it, and I said it when it was down here right before the after hours, guys. And this thing rock and rolled. And I don't know, I should have jumped in it because the chart looked good for it, to be completely honest with you. And it was sitting right there getting ready to pop, and it certainly did in the after hours right there. What is it? PLBY, Playboy. And yeah, look at this thing. It was sitting right there looking pretty decent. And there you go. So yeah, we gave out a bunch of good ones. I don't even remember. And we gave out what that on today. And that thing was ripping this morning. I know that. So yeah, this thing came up popping. Ben put it out there early. What the heck is still on there? Stay in studio. I knew something wasn't right. That thing never's popped up before. It just asked me if I wanted to stay in the studio, if I was still there. I'm telling you, it doesn't look like it's normal tonight, but whatever. You guys said it's working. So it usually even tells me like somewhat of the amount of people on there and other things, and it just didn't look like it was working at all, but it is. So I'm not going to push anything and worry about it. So we'll continue to cruise right through. I'll just restart the computer after the show to make sure it's all good. Anyway, yeah, that ON was rocking and rolling today too as well. But let's go through the semiconductor and quantum ones and see what they're doing. We can probably short this one down, RGTI. It looks like it's going down some more right there as well. And QUBT looks like it could be going down some more all the way down to this trend line. You could probably bet on that one down to the 970 area right there. And QBTS is D wave, and look at this thing dipping. So the money just flowed right out of these quantum ones and other ones, and now they're actually they're going to pull back a little bit more, and then they'll get set back up. So you might need to shift to the 4 a.m. trade. You can't catch a break during the day trade's been rough here, Robin, right now. It's just been so choppy every day. But you got to stick to the actual setups, I think, and that's what I'm going to do. I know Ben trades a lot during the day. He gets a little wild. For me, anyway, I mean, he does his own thing, and he trades and does well, so it's no big deal. He takes, and then in the after hours, he does a lot of the earnings running. And some of these that beat their earnings, they do fly up. I think I might have to jump when he says they beat it. I think you do have to jump in them really fast because they fly up super, super quick. And obviously, it's just like a really quick trade. You're basically scalping it there at the end of the day, and you can do pretty well with that. But yeah, the market's been pretty choppy right now. I'm not going to lie. I mean, look at your Mag 7. We'll go through them, and they were mostly down today. QBTS right here. This one's down. So a lot of these quantum ones and things that were running before, like I'm saying, are pulling back at the moment. And it is the money just rotating around. QTUM is the Defiance Quantum ETF, and that one's pulling back. QSI pulling back as well. And I saw Joseph ask about QuantumScape, and that's dipping down. You're probably going to see that 50 right there. Did I say that last night? I'm not sure, but that one is pulling back. We should have been shorting all these down. They all look like they were going to be pulling back and possibly a little bit more right there. IONQ, there's another one coming down. That one has that IONZ right here. And that thing is ripping. Oh, that thing does look pretty good right there. IONZ. So you can keep an eye on this. This is a 2 times short, the IONQ. So there you go with that. That's an opportunity right there. And let's take a look and see what RCAT was doing. That was pulling back, but not too bad. When is their earnings? That looks like it's tomorrow. So we can keep an eye on that for earnings tomorrow for RCAT, good old RCAT. And let's see what else is on there besides our Z Space. And that one is going to have their earnings tomorrow. And holy cow, it actually looks kind of good going into the earnings. The Laptop Travel, if you're paying attention, what the heck is that candle called right there? What is that? That's what I was trying to figure out the other day. When it goes in like red tail down and then a green one and it tails up like that, what the heck is that called right there? I'm not even sure, but that always gets my attention too, whatever that's called. That's got to be some kind of bottom and look on the candle. I don't have a clue what it's called, but I know it's got to be something because it always grabs my attention. And again, I don't know what the heck these things are called. I never even cared to even look it up, to be completely honest with you, but I am kind of curious right now. So, and by the time we get off the show, I won't remember that I even asked you that question, so I don't look it up anyway. But anyway, if anybody's paying attention and knows what the heck that's called, let me know because I was curious the other night and just looked at it again and jumped out at me and I said, "Yeah, you know what? I never looked that up to see what the heck that thing's even called right there." But it's got to be some kind of name for a candle. And again, this thing looks all odd tonight. Inverted hammer, if you can see it right. All right, I'll have to look that up for us and see if that's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Laptop Travel. Inverted hammer. I'll look it up and look that up later and see if that's what I'm talking about because I had no idea what it was called. And again, I was kind of intrigued and asking the other day. You were, I think, traveling around or something. But anyway, let's go. And Z Space, yeah, it looks pretty good going into the earnings tomorrow for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, but I'm going to just write it down over here and take a look at it tomorrow to see what's happening with that thing. It is an earnings one, and I'll look at that in the morning. So it is a bullish reversal pattern that often appears at the end of a downward trend. Well, there you go. I would say that's exactly what it is. And I didn't know exactly, I didn't have a clue what it was ever called, but I just know that thing jumps out at me all the time. Usually it doesn't spike up as high like that. That's kind of interesting right there. And a lot of times these things are like level with each other. Like that green one's like right there, and that one, like it would be down a little bit if I were to move it down. It would be like almost level, and they almost level out sometimes, and then have that bottom look and then that upward look, and you almost know that thing's going to kind of turn around. So maybe that could be the look right there. So and then it's a red and a green one like that, and that order too, like the red stops, the green starts, and yeah, it's weird. I just know because I just know the patterns of it. Again, I don't know the names of them, and I know it jumps out at me. So a little bit of candle charting right there for you guys and a little info. And again, I look at these things real quick and spread it wider right there. There you go. It's weird because the E's right there, it's kind of messing it up. Actually, you know what? Here, there we go. There we go. That's better. Sorry, guys. That would make more sense if I did that. So yeah, that's what it looks like right there. And yeah, it has like that down right there on the red after it's been coming down, and it looks like it's about to change. So we'll keep an eye on Z Space. We always look at it anyway, and we'll actually see. And then if you look at it, look at a reversal on it. It looks like it wants to curl up and finally get moving there. So it's just something that grabs my attention sometimes, and I was just curious as to what it was called. So thank you, Laptop Travel, and everybody else. Much better, very bullish, and there you go. So yeah, I just like I said, I don't know what the heck they're called, but I'm trying to learn, guys. I'm learning something new every day here. And that's why I ask questions. That's why I tell you guys if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on X and I'll answer anything and guide you down the right path at least. And because as you can see, I have questions too. I just know how to read the stock charts. Just again, I've been doing it for so long now, and I just pick up on these stupid patterns. I don't know what they're called because I'm not really trained or went to school or anything. I'm just self-taught, and I'm an idiot that just knows how to look at these things really well, and and that's it. So that's why I say you guys could definitely learn how to do it as well, right, Janicus? So did I see? Isn't that the one that ran right there? Oh, yeah, I did see that thing. It ran like crazy, 300% right there in the after hours. I don't even know if it was the after hours. It was running up, like almost all day. Yeah, I did see that bad boy. That was pretty wild. Leap Therapeutics. I don't know what the heck they did. Let's look and see what the news says because it says at 6:15. Let's see. That says something over here. NF5 surged on a $50 million Winkle Voss backed Zcash bet. Oh, we gotta read that. What the heck are they even talking about? Um, This is like not the Leap Therapeutics rebrands as Cypherpunk, whatever. I don't know. Cypherpunk Technology. So I'm guessing they're gonna be in the crypto treasury if I keep reading, and will begin trading as CYPH tomorrow, marking a strategic shift from biotech tech to crypto treasury firm focused on Zcash after acquiring $50 million in ZEC. I don't even know what the heck Zcash is, to be completely honest with you. How did I already know that it was going to be a crypto treasury? Just from what it said. As soon as I saw that cyberpunk technologies, I just knew that was happening. And so yeah, I didn't have to read the rest of it, guys. That was pretty funny. And yeah, I'd say that it popped up on that news, but be careful tomorrow. It might be jumping up early tomorrow, but obviously we've seen this happen before where these get rolling. And as a matter of fact, let's look at crypto because it isn't looking like I said, guys. I don't think it looks really that bad. It wasn't getting through the MACD. I didn't think it was. And here's your bounce off, and we're pulling back a little bit. I think that's a good base right here. Maybe it is stair stepping down some. We'll see in about a day or two, and so we'll definitely know if it's trying to stop here and then bounce itself back up. I think it's kind of slowly getting back to the MACD and going to try to roll up. But then again, it got up to that top and then it spiked up a little higher. It is a weird looking chart. I'm not going to lie to you. So it's interesting. I've been trying to figure it out there for a little while here, and you just can't really get a really good idea. You got Ethereum coming back down to your 200-day moving average, and you don't really want it rolling off of that MACD right here. So see if it can hold itself up and get rolling up there. And then Solana's way down here as well, and that does look like it wants to roll off. And again, I thought they were. Maybe they are going to dip down a little bit further right there. That wouldn't be good, though. I'm not going to lie. It could put them right into a bearish look right there. And Ripple, you were already talking about this laptop travel in your newsletter, right? About how many Ripple treasuries or whatever ETFs are ready to jump on board. They're just waiting for the government to open up. So that's going to be interesting as well because that's going to pump a bunch of money into it. So he said, Laptop Travel said, concerned person, hi, my grandmom is waiting on your cure for cancer company. Oh, we gave that shit up. We're a crypto treasury now, and shareholders love us, and your grandma was going to die someday anyway. And speaking of that, not dying anyway, but the cancer company, yeah, it's yeah, it's pretty crazy. They are pretty. These companies are crazy. I'm telling you, it's wild. Like I've been saying, I don't even know how they do it. It's not very ethical. It's not even a good idea. Guys, you got to remember, a lot of these companies were getting in before. They weren't getting in down here. They were getting in at the top. Remember, I should have known that when all these idiots were getting in, that we should have been selling up here because how'd I know that them guys were going to totally get it wrong? I was saying it for a while there, and you guys know that. That's for sure. So anyway, it is kind of bizarre right there. But speaking of that, what the heck? I'm trying to remember the name of the company, and I can't remember it. Ross, are you on here? What the heck is the company? We've been looking at it for like a couple days, and And then Ben just mentioned it or posted about it a little bit ago. What the heck is it? It's driving me crazy now. What is the name? It probably was on yesterday. I might even have it on today. I can't even figure it out. Hold on a second. I got to figure this out. Ross would know what I'm talking about. He's asked about it a few times. They had like crazy good pancreatic cancer news today. I can't think of it. We'll get to it. And, but yeah, I'll look. Ben, I think posted about it. It wasn't Curie. No, I don't think it was them. It was somebody else that we were looking at. Look at story trading. Let me look at it, guys. We got a couple seconds here. Let me see story trading. Ben posted about it not long ago. Hold on. If I see the stock ticker, um, I don't see it. Of course, maybe that was in Discord. Hold on. IMRX, that's what it was. Yeah, ready? So I'll just read you what he posted because he probably posted what it says. Incredible update once again. Another patient cured of metastatic pancreatic cancer. And so yeah, that thing today, IMRX, they had more like incredible news. And it did go up a little in the after hours, as you can see, but nothing. Yeah, IMRX. Thank you very much, Laptop Travel, and you got it. But yeah, keep your eyes on this tomorrow, guys. And Ross has been asking about it a lot lately. I know that. So yeah, if Ross, if you're listening tonight, that was great. I don't know if do I have it on the list. If not, I'm putting it right there on there. I know it's been on the list, and I don't know if I accidentally skipped over it one day and then added back. I don't know what I did, but anyway, it's been looking pretty good right here. And they did have some crazy news today. And so yeah, that happened. And let's see what else is going on. And reports 86% 9-month survival in pancreatic cancer trial with new positive anti something responses and post Q3 net loss of $15 million, which I doubt matters because if you're curing pancreatic cancer, I think your stock's probably going to run pretty good. And Ben was saying it's the second time they've had good news like that. So that's interesting right there, guys. IMRX. So we will definitely keep an eye on that. And the Ripple ETF starts on Thursday. So that's interesting as crypto just like keeps pulling back for whatever reason. It's just not looking perfect. But anyway, here we go. And we were just on the quantum computer and hardware ones, computer hardware and quantum ones. And let's look at UNH. That actually popped up today. Can you believe this one went ripping? And it did. I mean, it was pulling back. We were looking at it, but I didn't know it was really trying to bottom out there. But it didn't look terrible as it was pulling back, we were saying, but it was dipping down there. And there's that nice curl up right there. Now, whether it gets through the MACD, that's what we always say. You know, they do, and watch Oscar try to follow possibly. So I don't know if these guys had even news today because they got a bunch of stuff right there. But what did it say? Something. Oh, that was just nonsense news. UNH, but yeah, we'll see. It's got the 20 right there coming down near 50, and then it's got to get through that MACD. So they generally do try to curl up. It just didn't want to get in the basement, so it kept itself out, and that's probably going to be your bottom right there at 314. So we'll watch for any little dips and see what it wants to do tomorrow, and that's UNH right there. And let's look at our Trump company crypto ones and ABTC just trying to hang out, guys. And this would tell me that crypto is trying to get set up, but at the same time, it's not looking so good for it, which is odd. Pew right here. Don't they have their earnings tomorrow? That'll be interesting. This is a Trump company, family company one, or whatever the heck they're doing. Trump's kids are on the board of Pew, and they do have their earnings. And let's see. I mean, that could go either way real quick. It's just sitting right there. I'll look at it tomorrow for its earnings right there. And let's see what NCPL is up to, net capital. And let me take a look. It is just on the line right. Well, getting to the line, I mean, but it does look like it bottomed out for NCPL. So definitely keep an eye on that tomorrow. And PSQH right here is pulling back a little bit. So we'll see what's up with that tomorrow on that little pullback. So let's go ahead and look at our BMNR and our crypto treasury ones. And these guys are trying to get set up. Like I said, they want to run right here, guys. So they just need crypto to cooperate, and crypto's just not exactly cooperating. But again, I didn't think they were going through the MACD, and I don't think you're going to see this huge correction here. Maybe a little pullback, and then they get ripping. Maybe they're waiting for the government to open up, and then they get popping right there. That could be the situation for crypto for whatever reason, and I guess more liquidity will come into it, and again all kinds of stuff will be going on, so we'll be looking for that. And I like I said, I thought the government was supposed to open back up today, or the vote was tonight. I don't even know, guys. I can't follow the news. I don't follow it, and I don't even know. So if anyone knows, keep us posted, because I didn't see anything. And SBET right here, up a penny. And another one, they just want to get moving. They just can't do it with crypto down. UPXI, look at this one, guys. It's trying to roll. I mean, look at that look right there. It wants to get popping and start moving around, and not necessarily go straight up, but it wants to start running up and stepping up. It wants to bottom out and get into a bullish look right there. So, which tells me that crypto, you would assume, wants to get rolling. This ORBS, this has been trying to get set up for so long, and it just has to keep pulling back here. And holy cow, it just, if you waited patiently, you're going to get this thing. I mean, at this rate, we might get it at $1. And if crypto doesn't set up soon, so yeah, I'm just waiting for it to actually go, and I'll jump on board. But yeah, it just keeps pulling back. That's why you have to wait patiently on these things and everything, because sometimes if they're pulling back and you jump in right here and it's looking good, well, we'll go back here where it's trying to crawl up. And so yeah, you're trying to get here, and it's like looking pretty good to get off of that 50, and you jump in, and then all of a sudden you just start watching it dip down, dip down, dip down. Eventually, you either got to cut out of it because it's going to drain you, or you're just hoping right there that it curls up and then it keeps dipping down some more. So that is why I stay patient on these things pretty for a little while, and try to make sure that they're definitely on their way up. And I try to explain that, and lead you guys to do that as well, because you don't want to be in them as they're pulling back. It's miserable. You're just like, well, that was a bad entry right there. And obviously not every entry is going to be perfect, we know that, but you try to make them as best as you can, and that's what you break down charts for and look at it so you can see what's going on. And FGNX, FG Nexus, they are pulling back here as well, and they're an Ethereum treasury, so another one that is also hurting because of crypto. And that TONX, guys, like we said, that one is popped up. They did have some news right there, and now they're going to get, it looks like it wants to get into that channel right there and get popping. So it's making a move with better earnings than estimated by analysts. And yeah, they got the delisting out of the way and all that good stuff. So they finally had their earnings and net income of 84.7 million. So let's see TONX get rocking and rolling. And again, we called this thing before the news came out. I said it was going to come out right here, and then they had a quiet period. We were talking about it last night, but it looks like the quiet period's over now because the earnings came out. That's what they were waiting on, and I guess now we can get rocking and rolling. So here we go with TONX. So we'll be definitely keeping an eye on that as well. And let's get back to our list over here. LBGJ, that's a small cap China one that just slowly keeps going up right here. And you know what it might be waiting for? It might just slowly go up. Maybe it pops off of this 20 right there. But if these 20 and 50 meet up, it'll definitely be popping. But maybe it jumps up before that. It's just been slowly going up right there. Or it's not looking too bad at 13 cents right here. And it does look like that could be its bottom when it wicks down right there. And that was at 11 cents. So if you can find that dip, we'll look for it and see if it wants to do that tomorrow, pull back a little bit. And then this this one, Doge Mama 9. holy cow, this is a beauty. I actually alerted this earlier in the Discord and it ran up immediately. I can tell you where I did it at because it was like, no, what was it? No, it was right there at 259, right about there, guys. If you look, it was like right there, 257, 258, right there. It hit this red, it was pulled back just right there. And I said I just got in a position, so I just bought it and then it pulled back. But then it got ripping really fast right there, even in the after hours, looking pretty good for PFSA. And you can see on the daily chart right here that thing looks pretty good to try to continue its way up tomorrow, guys. So I will be looking at PFSA tomorrow. That does look pretty good. And again, that's a penny stock right there. And Doge Mama 9. That was a great one. She posted that one last night in the show. She mentioned it. So that's a really good one right there. Looking pretty good. It ran up already today. It was up already like 9% right there. So and a little bit more at one point, and that was good. RETO. Remember, I was talking about this one, this China one that recently reverse split. So keep an eye on that one right there because that one looks pretty good as well for RETO, trying to get set up and trying to get rolling. So, and no, that's 2 penny stocks right there that aren't looking bad. This one's a little bit more, but PFSA pretty cheap. Penny stock anyway, you know, they're volatile. So you got to be careful with them. And this Nick's dipping down some more. So we'll see how far it did dip down like that the other day and hit the bottom. So we'll see. Maybe it's another great opportunity right there. Keep an eye on that. And LITM, this one, guys, is going to get set up right here. You can already see that one getting set up. I said it the other day, and it is definitely getting set up. LITM, that one looks like it's going to be a really good one right there. So maybe we should be keeping an eye on LITM and definitely be looking into purchasing that one soon because look at that thing. That's the bottom right there. That's getting curled up. That looks really good, and it looks like we waited for the perfect timing for it and should get cruising right there. So let's look at that bad boy right there. And that is LITM and Sinestech right here. Down a little bit. I was actually surprised. It's in this channel though, so it doesn't look terrible. It did cross through, so it's a little healthy pullback at the same time. Does not look bad. I would say watch for the dip opportunities because it does look pretty healthy right there. So gets over that 20, it will definitely get rolling. So keep your eye on Sinestech. It is setting up as well. And let's keep an eye on that one. And we've been talking about it, SNES, and I've been saying it's setting up, and obviously it did spike up a little bit right there, and then it pulled back some. So we will be watching Sinestech, and let's see what we looked at. Like I said, TONX looking great right there. So we'll be watching that. It was up today. And IVF right here. Remember, we were talking about it yesterday. It's getting to be in a good spot right there, guys. I would say IVF is not looking bad right now. And obviously, that's going to be another one of these penny stocks, but it is looking good. Maybe we get back at this one, guys. If this one sets up, look at it, gets over to 20 with your trend line. Oh, that's going to be a nice little setup right there for it to run back up. So we will be keeping an eye on IVF right there. And let's see what else is going on. And government shutdown cleared the House. And once Trump signs it, the shutdown's officially over, guys. So Luis Rodriguez said he just posted that. So thank you, Luis Rodriguez, for the info, and maybe that will make the markets pop. So yeah, Trump just has to sign it. You know he's going to, and then the markets can open up. Maybe he'll sign the pardon for Joe Exotic at the same time. He'll open up the government and then sign that, and then Joe can get out. And then I want to post about it, but more importantly, Joe would actually be pretty free and not sitting in prison for no reason. Because again, it's the craziest thing ever. I just can't stress the fact that I can't believe guys sitting in there. And there's so many people in prison system that are just sitting in there that are in there for the wrong reasons. They're not even like you know, they didn't even do anything and they were wrongfully accused or whatever the case is. We've seen it happen a million times. And And yeah, everybody in this case, like, admitted they committed perjury and lied and everything else. It was all set up. It was all nonsense, and it's crazy. And this guy's poor guy's sitting in there, and they're all just walking around free doing crazy shit. So anyway, I just find it fascinating, but at the same time, I find it bizarre. So yeah, that's why I try to speak out for Joe, and he's a good guy. I've like got to talk to him obviously multiple times on the interviews, but I message with him pretty often, and yeah, he's just a good guy sitting in jail. I mean, it's pretty wild. And he's been I mean, you should the stuff that he posts about, he's done his whole entire life. You can just tell he's got a good heart and he does things for the right reasons. And they were setting him up that they were going to try to kill him. They admitted it. So it's pretty wild stuff, guys. Anyway, so poor Joe Exotic, and just rotting away. So yeah, just repost them things when I post them. I just try to help him out, obviously. And he is the Tiger King. And again, he was like one of the biggest stars in during COVID. It was crazy. Futures just flipped green, huh, Luis Rodriguez? That's interesting. And so there you go with that. There, that will be pretty nice. But IVF looking pretty good right there, guys. So definitely keep an eye on that. And let's see, I'll look at the Yahoo and see what the heck that even says on the app, because usually it tells you what the futures are doing. Let me take a quick look. Give me 2 seconds here to pop that up there. And let's keep on cruising along here and seeing what's happening. And they are 0.10. This S&P, the Dows are up 0.14, and the Nasdaq 0.24. So you are absolutely right. They are definitely they're definitely green right there. So we could be ripping along. And the longest government shutdown is over. Time for repairs. So there you go, everybody. House passes bill to end the shutdown, with Trump set to sign quickly. So that just popped up at 8:35. So Luis Rodriguez gave us the news a little bit earlier. See that? He's even quicker. So there you go, everybody. There is the shutdown. It is finally ending, and now we can get back to life as we know it, because it was the government shutdown and the market was still running all-time highs. But you could see, and now you could see when Trump wanted to end it, as soon as it started to get a little rough in the market for it, because it did. It's been the longest one, and it did start to ruffle the market a little bit. It ended real quick. Didn't you see that? But guess what also happened, guys? Well, that's going to 100% right there, because that just happened. And look at your Fed decision, but these will bounce back up. They're not going to go through each other. I can tell you by looking at them. I mean, I'd be amazed if they did. Let's put it that way. So we got the rate cuts October and December right there. We got them too. No change for January is looking pretty good. I'm not going to lie. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as well. But yeah, in December, it does look like it should have a rate cut. So that'll be coming up. And there you go. That's what the market's going to look like. So futures flip green right there. So that should be a good look. And let's see what's going on right here in the market. What else do we got to look at? DLXY, this is another penny one, kind of cheap one. And it's just kind of setting up on the 20 right there. It's one that you can keep a look at, keep an eye on. It's an interesting one. Kinder Morgan, I had mentioned this, and it's up a little bit today, but it might, I don't know, it could still continue to go up there. It's trying to push its way up. And again, I'd mentioned this the other day when it was down here. It was starting to set up and look good. We should have jumped into that. 43 days of minimum government spending. The damage is done for Q4, setting up the Fed to ease rates further right there. Yep. Yeah, now we'll get some data too, which is kind of interesting. You're going to see the jobs reports and all this crazy stuff coming out. So that'll be fun too. When you get all that data, that'll throw a wrench into everything. That'll be interesting. Here's Gush. It was pulling back a little bit today, and Boyle was up a little bit. So there you go. It's your Gush and Boyle, and FMC was down a hair, and that one has a pretty good setup going on. So you can keep an eye on that. Now, and these guys were down today, and that's Now, and Home Depot is down, and Lowe's. So we're just keeping an eye. They're trying to get set up right here, and watch. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a little dip and rip look with Lowe's. And let's look at that Home Depot right there. That one is going into its earnings as well, and they're the 18th. I think Lowe's was the 19th. They both look pretty good going into their earnings right there, I must say. So we'll be keeping an eye on them as they go in, and their earnings are what, next week? So holy cow. Can you believe after next week, it's the week of Thanksgiving? Like we go through, hold on, what is today? Yeah, today's the 12th. So we go through this week. Friday's the 14th. Next Friday's the 21st. And then the Friday after that is Black Friday. That's insane, guys. Do you realize how fast these weeks go by? That's why I always say we look at always 3 months ahead of time. And I guess I got to start really looking into the new year in January and stuff because we kind of have the market down pack. We did run up, and I think the market's about to start running up again now that the government shutdown just opened back up. And let's keep on cruising through here and see what. Oh my goodness, why were we just talking about this name? It went over $1,000. Eli Lilly right here. Can you believe this thing? We were talking about this thing right before it went nuts, just trying to figure out what its name was, and then it just went crazy. So that's crazy stuff right there, guys. And something was just telling us that, you should probably buy options in this thing before it blasts off to the moon. And it certainly did. It went blasting off to the moon right there for Eli Lilly, LLY. Interesting. And Lyft right there was up a little more, but did run up, and we did like that one running up. Uber trying to get set up at the moment, so we'll keep an eye on Uber, see if it can follow what Lyft just did. Snapchat's way up. We had liked this one before, and this got popping. So every time we like things, they usually get popping. Lily Ellie's a top potential buyer for Viking. I have Viking on the list. Wasn't looking bad. It was spiking up there early this morning. We'll see what it wants to do tomorrow. And this GSAT was up good today. We looked at this last night, and that looks like another potential popper for tomorrow. It looks like it wants to run up in the top a little bit more right there. And Bitcoin bouncing on the news already, huh? 102. Let's look. Let's see what it looks like right there. Yeah, it's definitely yeah. Like I said, now they have the potential to go through. So crypto tsunami incoming. Here we go. I would. What was I just saying right before just the news came out? So you know what I was just saying, and then the news came out, and there you go. And Joe Exotic, he was made for TV. You're not kidding. That guy is super like made for TV. No doubt about it, for sure. And just crazy what happened to him. Can you imagine spending 8 years in prison and then knowing that everyone lied? Like it's kind of bizarre. It really. I guess his life is a movie, that's for sure. And the crypto heat map, it's gonna be green in a few minutes, I bet. So we'll be keeping an eye on it because I bet it'll start switching around right there. That's for sure. And the government shutdown is about to be over when Trump signs it. GSAT, like I said, keep an eye on that and maybe keep an eye on everything tomorrow, possibly. And NWL, look at this thing. That is Newell Brands, and that is curling up. We had that on the list. It was up today and looking pretty good right there to try to curl up. So you can keep an eye on NWL, and it's not NWA, it's NWL Newell Brands. So watch that for a curl up tomorrow. And this next could be next to get running right here. It's an oil and gas one. It's up a little bit today as well. Not as high as yesterday, but it was looking pretty solid. And it could definitely get moving right there. So that's another one trying to get set up. Good old Next, NEXT. Etsy and these guys were on the list last night, and they were up a little bit, setting up right there. And it's going to be a totally different market now with the government shutdown ending. Look at Waste Management. It was up a little bit today. We were looking at this, and that could easily get through that 50 tomorrow with that news. So we'll be watching that as well. And what the heck did I write? Deckers. This was looking good. Remember, we looked at this last night, and that popped up right there. And then Dollar General is up a little bit today, and that looks really good right there. Dollar General does look like it's trying to set up, as a matter of fact. And even like Etsy and Waste Management, they're not looking bad either. And like I said, Etsy was up. It's trying to get into that channel and curling up right there. And then that Waste Management was up and trying to get onto that 20. So very interesting. tomorrow you'll want to look at these. They may look a lot better. And we'll just jump right to our gold right here. And that was jumping up there. And maybe what will gold do tomorrow? You think it'll still run? It very well could possibly do it. And it was jumping up there today, and it looks pretty solid to run right back up. So NGD right there looking pretty good. And good old silver right here, not looking bad. So there you go. And that is what the metals look like. Gold and silver looking really good right there. And Ulta was running up. Remember, we had this on the list last night, and that went pretty wild. That looks like another one that wants to run tomorrow. Ulta could be a really good one right there. Keep that on your list. And DCGO, DocGo. This one's getting to be in a good spot. Look at this thing. Maybe tomorrow it could be that potential. So look at this thing tomorrow, DCGO. We definitely have to look at that and see what it wants to do right there. Walk right here. Someone gave us this. I forget who gave it to us. I'm trying to remember who. But this one worked out pretty well and can continue its way up right there. So you might want to keep an eye on WOK. It used to be a penny stock. They reverse split recently. It's a China one, and we were looking at it. And there's Michael Anthony right there. And that is WOK. WOK, good old walk. SLRX, we did look at this last night as well, and it was trying to jump up. I'll show you SLRX over here. It'll be better. And you could see it was jumping up there, and then it jumped up today this morning. So it did pull back on us right there. Musk eyes GSAT as a possible next acquisition. So that's pretty interesting. Global Star, well, that'll make it run real quick, huh? It does look like it wants to run up some more tomorrow right there. So that is interesting. Laptop Travel, thanks for that info. And let's see, SLRX and the Viking we just looked at. And again, it was running up earlier, not looking too bad right there. And oh, you'll be in Southern Virginia. I was just gonna say, anybody, we got to go out and look at the look for. It's really cloudy right now in Jersey, or at least it was. I wanted to see the Northern Lights. I didn't even see them last night. I actually went out and looked, but I didn't see anything. They weren't really visible. I don't think around me, but maybe they were. And I missed them. But I missed them last time they were around here too. I'm like, damn, I gotta see these things. So I wanted to keep an eye on that tonight. And let me see. I don't know if I could see it on my cameras, but let's see what it looks like in there. They do have night vision and all. I don't know if I'll be able to tell. Maybe I will, but I doubt it. It is super cloudy out there. Holy cow. Yeah, I might not be able. I hope we could see it. Damn, that will suck. Anyway, that's the Northern Lights. Any of you guys able to see them? That you just said Southern Virginia, and I just thought about that. But that's nice, Luis Rodriguez. And excuse me. Open play. Two opens or just one open and then plays? Isn't that Dave and Buster's and Cracker Barrel and Chipotle right there? Michael Anthony, you like all them, huh? And let's see what's good. And then Laptop Travel said, "Thanks, I'll take that for 2,000." Alex double daily double. What the open? I like it. He said open play. And then Cracker Barrel and Chipotle right there. We'll definitely look at them guys and everything else. Let's just cruise right through the rest of this list. I keep getting sidetracked every which way, but it's perfectly fine. And here we are. It makes the show, I guess, kind of interesting. UPS is another one we liked. And look at that thing. And obviously, these guys are going to be running. The government just opened up, and the markets are going to be looking pretty good. At FedEx tried to run up a little bit more. Still not looking bad right there. And let's see what else is going on right here with RKT. And that is that Rocket Mortgage. And that could be running up there tomorrow. LDI is not looking bad. Just got to get set up as well. And let's see. Hertz right here. HTZ is good old Hertz. And it is just kind of hanging out there. And I mean, it looks like it wants to run up. It's just kind of, and maybe tomorrow it will a little bit more, but it just got to have that flat look today, bouncing around more or less. So We'll take a look at Hertz in the morning. And here's your Toyota Motor right here. It was up a little bit today. I did see that one and looking good. And then the Big Bear was looking pretty strong, running back up today. So there you go with BBAI. And this one's setting up right here, guys. Plug. I think this one's going to be a really good one right there. So let's keep an eye on PLUG. I like that too. Good old Plug is looking good. The plug away right there. It's way down. Has a good trend line, support line 20 coming down. It's curling up. It's looking good. So there you go. And your Disney broke through. What I tell you, Luis Rodriguez, I hope you had closed them short positions out, them puts on it, because it was looking a little too good. Sometimes these charts just tell me things at times. Don't ask me to trade them for you, but I can tell you exactly what it's going to do. So that's the interesting thing right there. Anyway, let's see what else is going on over here. And here is Chipotle. See, I put everything good on there. Chipotle looking, yeah, that thing started rolling up there today. It was looking really good. And I would definitely say Chipotle is a candidate for tomorrow. And how about Grab, if I know how to spell it, GRAB? And that thing is getting set up. Look at that bad boy right there. And I do think it's going to be a fun market in the morning with the government shutdown ending, GKOS. This thing looks pretty good, guys. Check this bad boy out, GKOS right here. Look at that 20 and 50. You want to push it along, so you keep an eye on that as well right there. So all of them look really good, I would say. A lot of them at the end. So there you go, IMRX. And let's go ahead. I'll look at the Jolie's Jams laptop travel list, and I'll come through and see what you guys want to look at. I see a bunch of them over there, so I'll definitely come over, Michael Anthony, and get through all of them too. Let's look at RYM in that rhythm. Maybe that's the bottom right there. Now, rhythm might want to dance right back up. So we'll watch out tomorrow for a little bounce action. And Blink right here is just kind of hanging out, getting set up. And tomorrow could be a really good day, honestly. So we will be keeping an eye on it. Sezzle looks like it tried to bottom out down here. That looks like it has an opportunity to start moving up. And a lot of these that are down here and got beat down could be great opportunities when the market or not the market, the government opens back up. Sterling was just kind of pulling back. I actually looked at it today, and it's one of the few days that it didn't like make a violent move right there. So I'll keep an eye on it tomorrow. And Rivian right here just kind of pulling back. And honestly, it's been in the top. We liked it when it was down at the bottom, and that's the way we do like them bad boys. And Symbotic pulling back a little bit more, and we'll see what it wants to do. It looks like it could be in a good spot to try to bounce, but you just want to make sure it definitely wants to bounce back up and it's ready. So that is SYM Symbotic and SCING, the laptop travel list right here. That one looks good. CING. Keep an eye on that. That's for sure. CTRM. And that one is Castor Maritime, hitting a little resistance. Not looking too bad. It has to get through that resistance right there, though. And DSWL, Deswell Industries. Didn't we just look at this the other day? And that thing's creeping its way up into that channel, almost making that Pac-Man look. And you know we like that. It usually runs up like that. And FIEE right here, that looks like it's gaining some momentum. It had some momentum today, but it looks like it's going to keep on firing away. Look at that thing. That was all over the place, 223 to 263, as low as 214. It was everywhere, and it only had 51,000 in volume. That's pretty wild right there for FIEE. And how about hour? Let's see what kind of hour this one's on. It's on an hour loop, as a matter of fact, and it's looping around at 22%, then 13% in the after hours. And hour looks pretty good right there. I'm not familiar with HOUR, and that one, look at that, right from the 20 to the 50 with no problem, and looks like it doesn't want to stop at any hour. So keep an eye on HOUR, a good old hour right there, looking pretty good. And LIXT right now, let's see what that's doing over here. Lixt, what is it? LIXTE. How do we say that? Lixte Biotechnology. It's a USA company. I don't know how you even say that. It looks like a foreign word to me. Anyway, let's look at the stock chart. That looks normal to me. And that looks pretty good, I must say, in that Pac-Man look too, with some momentum going up for LIXT. And Lucy, that was looking good yesterday. What did she do today? Oh no, Lucy, what were you up to? And she was up today. Look at that thing. That's when it was looking good coming out of that basement, and it did run up about 15% right there. It was running up. It bounced all over the place today. 219. It opened that. It got up to 228. And now it's at 169. So, Lucy, what are you up to over there? We'll have to take a look at it. Lucy's going over to a Rave right here because that's the next one, Rave Restaurant. That's not looking bad. It does have that 50. They got to get through them resistance spots right there. And again, we'll look at some of these in the morning. I'll take a look at them when I'm rolling through my sheet. This one looks good, though. SGD. I actually saw this one today, and it was cruising right along. Did you mention? Someone mentioned this, I think, in the morning show, possibly. I don't remember, but I definitely saw that SGD looking good. And SGBY, what is that? SGBX it is, I think. I think that's what, yep, SGBX. And isn't that the one we just looked at? SGD. What the heck is going on? Is that the same one? SGD, Safe and Green Development Corp. What the? That's a real estate. They're definitely different. That just confused the hell out of me. What the heck? Safe and Green Holdings, and this is Safe and Green Development Corp. Jesus, Laptop Travel, can you make it any more confusing for me? You put like basically like the same names right next to each other with two different stock tickers. I thought I was going crazy right there. Holy cow, that was like mind-boggling. That was interesting. I don't think that's ever happened, but yeah, Safe and Green Development and Safe and Green Holdings. There's a couple that have similar names or like that, but I don't know if they've ever been like that close to each other, and the stock tickers were like kind of weird like that too. That was interesting right there. So yeah, I'm gonna get confused. That's SGD, and this one is SGBX. And they both, well, that one looks really good. They both were jumping up there. So you keep an eye on both of these Safe and Green things. How about that? And so yeah, there you go. Closed. What did earnings could go either way, so it's too risky. I don't even know what you guys are talking about right there. And SGB, and that just confused the hell out of me. But anyway, I thought it was the same company with two different stock tickers. I was completely confused. SFWL, this is a China one in that channel right there. Could be bouncing around tomorrow. And let's see what SWVL is. It's on a swivel right here, Swivel Holdings or something. And let's see what it is doing right there. And that's in that channel. That actually looks like it has potential to get through that channel right there. And TBH, let's see what Bragg Household. That looks pretty good right there. Keep an eye on that one. USEA, United Maritime. And that thing is crawling up. It does have that resistance, so it would have to get through right there at 172. And let's take a look at WLDS's wearable devices. And this we know can run pretty big actually, and it looks pretty good right there for WLDS. So keep an eye on that one right there. And there you go, guys. There's that laptop travel list. And let's go on through and see what our Mag 7, we already looked at our SPY and everything, but our Mag 7, and honestly, it's probably going to look entirely different in the morning now that the government shutdown is going to be ending and the market's going to be booming right there. We're not going to be able to see any of it on here. So that's what the market looked like when it ended, but it could be popping up there tomorrow. So we'll obviously be looking at that stuff. But let's go through and just see how these things ended today before they knew that the government shut down. I mean, we knew that it was going to end anyway. But anyway, here you go. Apple, the Mag 7 look like they're going to pull back, to be honest. Amazon, look at that. That looks like it could pull back. Google right here looks like it could be pulling back some. Meta looks like it's going to really pull back more, and it already was pulling back some. It's been pulling back. So Microsoft was up a little bit today, and that's actually not looking too bad right there. So if I had to say, Microsoft might be one of the few that actually look good. And the video right there, that one doesn't necessarily look that great right now. And Tesla is still down and getting beat down. So if any of them, I think like Microsoft's the only one that really looks good for tomorrow. Now, when I say that, every time I think that they're going down and they want to dip down, that's when they pop up. And every time I think they're going to run up even more, they dip down. So the market's been running kind of weird like that. But that's what they look like right now. Going in before they knew that the government shutdown was actually going through the house and all that good stuff. AMC, I think, is bottoming out down here, guys, and not looking bad right there. I think that one could be one that's getting set up now. So we could keep an eye on that. And I've said before, maybe these meme stocks will kick off the market and get things popping. We've seen it happen before. GameStop not looking so bad. Chewy just kind of dipping down a little bit, but that's hitting the lines, not looking bad right there either. And then Unity was pulling back some today. I did notice that, so we'll see what that wants to do. But Netflix right there, still running up and looking pretty nice. So keep your eye on Netflix and FLX. And let's look at our semiconductors, AVGO. And maybe they get popping back up tomorrow with the government shutdown. They don't look particularly great right now, I'm not going to lie, but maybe they will get better looking tomorrow morning. And that's one thing we'll have to look at the pre-market show at 7 a.m. So maybe I'll be on a little earlier to see what it looks like. And again, we have to wait for Trump to actually sign it for the government shutdown to be over, but he could sign it at 2 a.m. I mean, that dude's up all the time, so you never know. He might sign it whenever. And so we'll have to see, and we'll see when the news comes out for that, and when the government actually fully reopens, and people will be excited about that, I'm sure. TSM right here, a little bit of pullback, and SMCI, a little bit of pullback. That looks like it could be going down a little bit more. And again, we'll have to see how the market reacts tomorrow. AMD was ripping today, and this is like the new Nvidia right there. AMD got popping. QCOM looking pretty good as well, and maybe AMD does run a little bit tomorrow. But yeah, QCOM not looking bad too. So you can watch AMD and QCOM. And good old Snow hadn't been looking bad. It was a little bit of pullback right there. And let's just finish up right here with PayPal and the rest of these guys. And that is just kind of setting up, not ready. Intel just kind of hanging out right there. I could see that starting to curl up. And Dell is trying to hold itself up right there. So we'll see what that wants to do. It has that weird look too. And IBM was running up a little bit. We'll have to see what that wants to do with the reaction tomorrow. Palantir dipping down there today back to the 50, and looks like it wants to come down some more. I'm not going to lie right there. And wasn't Sophie running up a little bit? Yeah, it was hitting that resistance. I could pull back and stay in that channel. It's been doing it. Mara and Riot and these guys were pulling back some more, and even Clean Spark right here. If I type it in correctly, there you go. That was pulling back. And MicroStrategy still trying to hold on. Guys, I'm telling you, they just keep moving the line around. It's pretty wild. I've never seen anything like it. So it's just kind of waiting. And I don't know how that even works right there. It's bizarre. But Robinhood, not looking too bad. I could see it pulling back a little bit more. Coinbase, not looking so bad, but I could still see it pulling back a little bit more. So we'll have to wait for them to get really set up. And Webull right here does look pretty good. And I've been saying this thing, I believe it bottomed out. It's still in the nines right there, and it should be getting cruising relatively soon. Look at space right here, SPCE. That's trying to get set back up as well. And then we have our Boeing right here is trying to get set back up. We'll see what they do as they approach the MACD. DJT pulling back some more. But now that the government shutdown is going to be done, that might be ready to rock and roll. Nike was popping up today. Lulu looked really good. I thought it did. I actually grabbed an option. Then in the after hours, right at the end of the day, it started to come down right there. So we'll see how Lulu looks in the morning. I'll definitely be checking that one out as well. And again, the government shutdown. I mean, it was setting up to look really good right there. At least it was. And it still probably will be. So we'll be looking at that one. And let's see what McDonald's is up to, MCD right here. And that was curling up a little bit. It is up a tiny bit right there. And how about your Disney? We looked at it. It was going up. It had been looking good right there. And Oxy, not too bad to try to set up. And ExxonMobil was a little bit of pullback. And DXYZ was pulling back and could have a little more pullback right there. And there you go with the list that we usually look at. So we will check out and see what you guys want to look at. So let's go ahead and see what you guys have on the whatever this thing's called, the stream, whatever. I don't even know what it's called. Yeah, the stream, and see what we have. We looked at a couple of these at Kerry and SGBX, the beginning, and ONDS. We were looking at that Quantum Scape, and Laptop Travel posted his overnight watch list in the Discord. Probably the earliest in a long time. Are you still traveling, Laptop Travel, or did you make it to Hong Kong? That's the question right there. And are you still in airport lounges? I would assume that you're like at least in Asia or something over there. And let's see what else is going on. Um, let me see. Pre-market trading has been down Monday through Wednesday this week. Unusual where we average 50%. Yeah, it's just been one of them weird kind of week or two, guys. So you just gotta weed through it. And like I said, you don't overtrade. Don't get aggressive when it's like this. You kind of just sit back and watch it just be real choppy, and then you get back in when they dip down real bad, and then you get back into them and ride them up, and you get big ass profits in them. So that is what I like to look for. And let's see what's going on. LPTX, Janica. We were talking about that guy, and we did look at that SGBX and these other ones. Let's just see. That's that Safe and Green Holdings. That is looking really good right there, I must say. So SGBX, and like I said, them two were confusing. SGD look pretty good too as well. And that CURI was bumping up there in the after hours. NVVE is Nuve holding or something. This looks like it was running up in the after hours. Let me take a better look at that one right there. Look at that thing. That one's probably going to be an early runner, that's for sure. And this is a clothing one too. This LVLU. Look at that bad boy got cruising along today. Wow, LVLU. That one did run. I know we've looked at it before. And wow, look at that thing up 22%. Just went jamming there in the after hours. So that one's going to be a pretty good one in the morning. Lula's Fashion Lounge or something. That's an apparel one. So the apparel ones were looking pretty good. Maybe Lulu will follow LVLU now. And let's see what's going on. We were talking about the companies changing to crypto treasuries and all that great stuff. And the SEC, didn't they contact you that one time when you wrote that report, Laptop Travel? That was pretty wild. And let's see, when everyone owns diamonds and it's common, they're just holding dirt at some point. That is true. And Curie and IMRX we were talking about. And yeah, I was talking about IMRX had some crazy pancreatic news today, like curing pancreatic cancer or some kind of news. And TONX looking pretty good. Government shutdown is over, and it was a pretty long one, the longest one in the history. So Circle right here getting beat down. Holy cow, that one sure did get beat. I don't even see anything in sight to help it. And so yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one, but I don't know what ever happened to that. $86. This thing was trading at like ridiculous prices back here in like the 200 range. So yeah, I don't know what happened to them. It's a net income of 214 million and revenue of 740 million, both sharply beating estimates with a 202% and 66% year-over-year growth as shares fall on updated full-year guidance. So I guess they're expecting reflecting higher costs and concerns over lower reserve returns amid changing interest rates. Visa launches pilot program for something. I don't even know what the heck it's talking about. But anyway, that's what Circle did. And it made a full circle right down to the bottom, that's for sure. And let's see, and we were talking about Ellie Lilly, and this thing was running up even more right there, and a potential buyer for the Viking VKTX right here. So we'll be watching for that. And let's see what our crypto map looks like. It is still just a little mix, so nothing too crazy, but Bitcoin is bouncing up a little bit on the news. And let's see what else is going on here. ABEO earnings look good. That you see, Michael Anthony, $7.50 to $21. And look at earning has plenty of upside, and that is ABEO. And it did look like they had their earnings today, and it didn't look too bad. It looks like it was running up ABEO. And let me see. I don't know if it's going to get through right there. Michael Anthony threw that MACD right there and that 20 into that channel. We'll look at it tomorrow, but it might have got stopped right there, to be honest with you. And yeah, we'll have to see what that one wants to do in the morning. But it did bounce up today, that's for sure. And let's see what else is going on. We were talking about GSAT and Open. We looked at that one already, and it's been ripping up there. We were already talking about. I mean, I said the door was open for it to go up. We should have definitely been listening. And play is Dave and Buster's. That looks pretty good right there. Michael Anthony, I do like that. They usually do pretty well around their earnings. I don't know. Last time their earnings were right here, it was red. It ran up. This time their earnings were red. I don't know what actually happened, but it came down a little bit. But they usually do pretty good on their earnings for whatever reason. Dave and Buster's, and then of course we do want to look at this one, Michael Anthony. You better believe it. Good old. What the heck is going on? Why isn't the cursor working? Hold on. Hold on, guys. This thing is crazy. I swear to God, there's a brand new keyboard, and right in the middle of everything, it'll just stop working. It's so bizarre. Hold on. I gotta like unplug it and replug it in. Give me a minute. Hold on, guys. This is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. You guys just witnessed that. Like it just worked for play, and then see now it works again. Is that not bizarre? It happens like nonstop. I think I gotta buy a new one because it's just like really weird. It happens to me nonstop. I'm constantly unplugging it and plugging it back in. Anyway, I was trying to get the Cracker Barrel right here and see what that's up to. And maybe it is going to get ripping. It needs to, because I'm telling you, they're in trouble. They'll be in bankruptcy if they don't. This thing gets under $25. That company's screwed. I mean, it's pretty screwed right now. Don't get me wrong, but it'll really be screwed right there for Cracker Barrel. So might be another great one to keep an eye on. That's for sure. And we already looked at CMG. It was popping up, and we've been looking at it. I don't know why we weren't buying tons of options in that one as well. And Toyota Motor was running up pretty good today. Not too bad. We looked at NVVE and SGBX. Disney did run up. The Big Bear and that GFS report that had strong profit that was up part of the day that closed red, but like the sector. So GFS. Yeah, it was running up most of the day. I mean, it started out there, came down, ran back up. And then I guess it did pull back. I'm not familiar with Global Foundries. Did they have earnings today? Yeah, I guess so. There were so many of them today. It was hard to keep track of them all. And tomorrow there's a bunch as well. Big Bear was looking good and could continue to run up there tomorrow. So that could be another momentum play after it's been running up. It's through to 20 and 50 and everything right there. And that PAL Industries right here was pulling back. That looks like it could be dipping down there, Luis Rodriguez. And I think we did look at that ABEO right there. And I think we did look at that. Yeah. I don't know if that's getting through the MACD and the 20 right there, Michael Anthony. I think I said that last time we just looked at it. And DOCS right here. What a Kramer says to avoid, which means you're intrigued. And this is Doximity. I don't even know what this is, but yeah, I'm kind of intrigued too because it's in the basement, has a good trend line down here at 50.21. It looks like so. Definitely have to keep an eye on the docs and see what kind of docs they have going on, what they're going to write up, and see if it's going to get popping. So yeah, that's an interesting one. Remind us of that one, Luis Rodriguez and STM. Oh, Michael Anthony, what the heck is that? The supermarket, not Kroger, but the other one that you like, you always talk about. Kroger was up a little bit today, but SFM, this one, Sprouts, this one was running up there. Remember, this was getting set up, Michael Anthony. You had mentioned this, and it looks real good right there. I had mentioned you today in the Discord, Michael Anthony. As a matter of fact, we were looking at the Sprouts, and I said that you were looking at it and mentioned it the other day. So that was a good one right there. STM reminded me of it just because of the S and the letters. And this is ST Microelectronics right here. And that is curling up pretty nice, Michael Anthony, for STM. And Utah Utes, how are you? And you were the one that told me about Locke. I know that for a fact. And that was a great call right there. That's another beauty, running up and still looks pretty good. Let's see what CGTL is up to, Creative Global Technology. And that is looking pretty good, guys. I would be keeping an eye on that one as well. CGTL. And of course, Walk right there. TGL is Treasure Global, right? Treasure Global right there. And that's curling up pretty nice. Wow, that's some good ones right there. That's another basically penny stock as well. And let's see with that VNTG, I was talking about that Vantage. Is it still running up there? I don't even know. A little bit of healthy pullback, but still doesn't look bad. I have to agree. Didn't get out of the basement for VNTG. That one has the opportunity right there, Utah Utes. So thank you very much. Thanks for hanging out this evening. And PINS, Luis Rodriguez. Let's see if I write that in right. Pinterest right here. I was trying to think what PINS was. Pinterest. That's exactly what it is. That is trying to curl up a little bit. LEG dips look good. Then UUU. Huh. Interesting. That's Leggett and Platt, and they're a furnishing company, and it is not looking bad. This thing is trying to pull up a little bit right there, and you're talking about UUU, which is a building product, universal safety, and that one is kind of pulling back right there. I know we've looked at UUUU with 4Us, and that could get set up a little bit. MP right here was pulling back. And how about that one? What is it? UAMY. That one was pulling back as well there today. And there you go. Plug is looking great, Luis Rodriguez. Not that. What is that? PLTR long, probably going down right there. And I might put PL Plug looking great right there, I think. So, yeah, keep an eye on that one. PLUG, I think that looks pretty good. And what do you say about our? Let's see. I forget what I said. Michael Anthony, I said it had gone right through to 20 and almost through to 50 right there. And let's see what it looked like. Yeah, it did go through to 50 right there. I thought so. And 20 through to 50, and it looks like it has pretty good momentum. So I would say keep an eye on that in the 4 a.m. hour right there. It could be running up some more with the laptop travel 4 a.m. Warriors. So that's what you want to look at there, Michael Anthony. And let's see what else is going on. We looked at CBRL. Cracker Barrel, I couldn't think of it. Grab right there. That was getting set up. I think we looked at that one as well. Yeah, look at that bad boy trying to get set up right there. Might have a little bit of time, but it will get set up. And let's see what else is going on. What about buying LFF right there? Let's see what that's doing. I don't even know what that is. I didn't even know that was one. Let me see. LFS. That is one. And let me see what LFS looks like on the setup over here. And it is a brand. Oh, that's a pretty new one. I don't know, Michael Anthony. It's a little bit new for me. I can't get a really good judge on it, especially after it ripped up there yesterday. It's just bouncing around. I'd have to look at that. Tomorrow probably why it's running or something if I get a better idea. And REGN, this Regeneron Pharmaceutical, wow, that one's running up in the top. That one could be a momentum play. And this IVVD, you do like this one, and that is setting up as well. So I have like a whole page of setups right here that look really good. I know that. And let's see whatever did happen to ICP. When's it start? Was it start tomorrow, right? ICP. I forgot about that. But yeah, isn't that start tomorrow, guys? ICP, the Insane Clown Posse's new ETF is starting tomorrow. And so yeah, we'll have to take a look at that. ICP, I guess, in the morning. Let me jot it down over here so I remember. If it opens up, I think we said it was Thursday, did we not? And what were their names? Shaggy something, Shaggy Two Tone, and somebody else. I forget what they are. I just know ICP, the Insane Clown Posse. We discussed them last night. If you missed the show, it was pretty exciting talking about Insane Clown Posse, Too Dope, and Shaggy Two Tone. I forget what the heck it was, guys. I am so bad with names. I'm bad with everything with my memory. Somehow I remember these stupid stocks. That's about it in life. Yeah, American Airlines and Delta, they're not looking bad in the shutdowns ending. I could see these popping up. I don't know if the old airlines are going to really get cruising any faster, but look at them bad boys right there. I can't disagree with you right there for any of them, Michael Anthony. So, yeah, let me write them down over here. Jets right there, American Airline and Delta, right? What is Love doing? That's Southwest. And that is looking pretty good as well. So yeah, I'd say they look pretty decent right there. And holy cow, let's see, SPRU. Where'd I go? SPRU. Do we look at that? I don't even know. That one's running. Spruce Power Holding. This one's jumping up big time right there, and that's in the top. That could continue to run up there tomorrow. Awesome news on the shutdown nearing an end. Do you think of any of it's priced in? I don't know how much is really priced in there, Zach. I think the market's going to react pretty well to it. It's been the longest shutdown, and it's been affecting a lot of, not a lot of stuff, but you can see, like I was saying earlier, it's finally starting to like hit things now, and that's why Trump obviously was getting that thing to end quick. Again, guys, like I told you, he didn't care it was going to happen. He knew the rates were going to get cut, and the minute it starts affecting the market, look how quick that thing got ended. Wow, it was pretty impressive, huh? So I don't know. I think he can pull some strings in there. He's got a couple of the Democrats. It seems like that will jump onto the Republican side. You got what's his name? Fetterman? The dude from PA. He seems to side with Trump a lot now, and a couple other people. So that's all you need, and then they can basically get things done on both parties. So any which way they want. It's pretty interesting, guys. I'm not gonna lie. So there you are, and let's see, ABEO. Sorry on your delay. I forget what that one even was. ABEO. Oh yeah, that was running up there and hitting that 20. So we'll have to look at that tomorrow's circle. They beat both top and bottom line estimates, and the stock sold off anyway. Yeah, I don't know what the heck they did for that one. Pretty interesting. And the stock's under $10 or 15. The ones you like, Michael Anthony, that's interesting. But you go after like Pfizer and stuff like that. How the heck is that even true? Because Pfizer's way up there. And Pfizer was looking good, as a matter of fact, today. And let's see, what about a Dougie Fresh ETF similar to the Unusual Wows? We should do an ETF, shouldn't we? How do we even get into that stuff? I don't even know, but that would be great. And I'll put some stuff in there and we'll rock and it would probably be easier to make money that way than actually physically trade. And we could just have an ETF and it would just constantly go up because I could just constantly put the best stocks in there. Yeah, Doge Mama 9 crushed AMZE this morning. I was saying that was looking good in the morning show. And it's down right now, but look at that thing, guys. Right there at 7 a.m. It was looking good. And then, yeah, before the market even opened, look at that thing. I was like, yeah, this thing looks amazing. And then it ran way up and then it came way down there. But all you needed to do was catch it real quick in the pre market. And that was a home run. Guys, we do it all the time in the Discord and the live trading. I literally said Playboy right before the market was closing. I was going through the ones that had earnings and looking to see which ones would be good based off the charts. And this thing went up over 10%. The chart, I mean, it just looked like it wanted to run there. So look at that thing right before the close. It was down here in the 130s, and then now it's in the 150 land, and it went up to like 159 or something. I think 162. It says 165. So yeah, there you go, guys, and that was a beauty right there. Just threw that one right out there for everybody in the Discord tonight or today. Anyway, Cisco is good. That was running up on its earnings as well. We were looking at that. And ABEO up $7. And what the heck is this one we keep? Is it the one we keep? Well, yeah, I've looked at that like 10 times. I keep forgetting. And we'll see. It's gonna hit the it's hitting the 20. I'd have to look at that one tomorrow, to be honest with you. And reopening the government actually takes time and is costly to do. So be prepared for 2 to 3 weeks of volatility. Luis Rodriguez is saying. And let's see what else is going on. ACI. Let's see what that is. Isn't that a grocery? Yeah, that's the other grocery store that you like. I was gonna say. I thought that when I was doing it. ACI is Albertson, not looking bad right there, and J Nug definitely looking good. And these things were popping up. CELH, that cellulose was running up a little bit today, and that's starting to set up. That's actually looking really good right there. CELH, and that could get cruising along. BTU, oh, not but BTU. I just definitely typed in but yeah, this one looks really good too right there. As a matter of fact, that Peabody thermal coal, and it looks like thermal coal is going to be getting thrown around. We were looking at them the other day, as a matter of fact, and what were they? I forget what the other one was. There wasn't many of them, and it was pouncing up. There's that BTU CNR. That was it. How can I forget that one? Look at NC, looking real good right there. So we'll keep an eye on CNR as well, because that's another thermal coal one, and that one looks like it's about to roll up as well there, Robin. So we should invest in some CNR right there and watch it go up. That would be a great one. Core Natural Resources. And let's see what else is going on over here. BTU ARLP. And we just look at ARLP. I think so. No, maybe not. That one looks pretty good right there, curling up, Michael Anthony. And rare earth minerals going to run eventually again. I would have to agree. It's just when they get set up right there. And MasterCard's partnering with Ripple, Visa partnering with Circle. That's pretty interesting right there, huh? And let's see, you're buying UUU at $4 and under that, no debt, that pays $1 last earning. And that's what Michael Anthony said right here. Let's see. And they have dividends, Michael Anthony. We know you like them. Yup, dollar dividend on a $4 stock. That sounds pretty wild right there. Now I could see you like loading up on that thing and getting the dollar dividend. And did they just start that? That's pretty crazy. $1. That's interesting, Michael Anthony. I'm not gonna lie. And you generally don't see them up that high. I mean, I don't even think Pepsi's that much, is it? What is Pepsi's dividend? I don't think. Yeah, it's a dollar something, $1.42. But I mean, it's $144 stock. Holy cow! How's that even possible, Michael Anthony? That their dividend's $1. We should be looking at that. I think, huh? That's interesting right there. I've never seen one. Usually a $4 stock, their dividends like 3 cents or something stupid. It's not even worth it. But $1 is pretty wild. Um 1-to-4 ratio right there. You gotta figure, and you get the stock as well. And if you buy it if you bought it down here and then you started getting your dividend, you were in the money right there in the twos. But still, I mean, that's still a pretty good seems like a pretty good plan right there for UUU with the dollar dividend. And getting a lot of Epstein information coming out. Trump will have to deflect again. He said there were no files, and yeah, he was definitely lying. You know, I was saying that and didn't know about Epstein activities. And he definitely knew the victim. He knew everything going on. I told you guys this. And that's why none of them reports were coming out, guys. And all the people he's got to protect himself and all of his cronies and all that good stuff. But yeah, a lot of it should be coming out now. The Dems just released them emails and all kinds of good stuff. And I think it all should come out. So I think it definitely should come out. That's for sure. A lot of damning other evidence against others, Democrats as well. Yeah, that's no, I didn't even have to read that, but yeah, that's exactly why they weren't putting this information out. Laptop Travel, because a lot of these rich donors, he was protecting them. So that was absolutely happening. And Thanksgiving weekend and everyone back to work. What the heck are you even talking about, my like? Is that not the most random message right there? What are you talking about? Oh, are you talking about the airlines? Maybe I have no idea. Were you just like insinuating that the airlines are going to be? I don't even know what the heck you're talking about. Anyway, that's why we love when you post things like that, because I don't even know what you're talking about. You had something in mind clearly, and it just says Thanksgiving weekend and everyone back to work. I think you're just giving out orders right there. You're just like, all right, we're gonna have Thanksgiving weekend and everyone get back to work now. It's Michael Anthony's orders. I have no idea what you're talking about. In addition, a lot. Oh yeah, we read that. Oh, flying. That's what you're talking about. I guess. I don't know. And then he just writes flying. I think you're flying right now, Michael Anthony. And let's see, screw them all. Let them trade places with Joe. Yeah, that's exactly it, Laptop. I agree 100%. Let all these assholes and scumbag people that are they were doing shady stuff. Let them go rot in prison. Let Joe Exotic out. The guy wasn't even doing anything bad. And these people are all getting covered up for. So it is very interesting. I agree 100% with you, Laptop Travel. And the Trump and the social media posts also accused Dems of trying to bring up the Epstein hoax again because they'll do anything at all to deflect on how badly they've done on the shutdown and so many other subjects. Obviously, there was something there, not a hoax. No, I agree. There's definitely something there when a bunch of evidence comes out, and obviously, we were definitely saying it. I was clear as day about it. He was protecting some rich donors and some of his buddies and himself as well. So we're not sure to the extent of what he was up to. And again, the Virginia lady, unfortunately, and that, I mean, just think about that. I want to say her last name right. Uh, it starts with a G. I'll just say Virginia G. I don't want to mess up her name. And the crazy thing, like she has a memoir that just came out, and remember, they said that she had committed suicide like a couple months ago, guys, right before this memoir came out. And right before that happened, she had said, I am never going to be suicidal. I would never commit suicide. And I kind of believe her. And so yeah, something shady definitely went down with all of that, and it's unfortunate. And yeah, the poor girl, I mean, and she had just got all that money from Andrew, Prince Andrew, who's not a prince anymore. What the heck's his name now? It's a pretty interesting name. But he lost like every title. And yeah, he's a scumbag too. And obviously we all knew that. But yeah, he just paid her a ton of money. So she just made like just finally got like millions of dollars, and then all of a sudden commits suicide. It doesn't add up, guys. I would say something's very shady right there. That's for sure. And yeah, it's a shame. That poor girl. I mean, can you imagine? She was trafficked around and her entire life, all that crazy shit happened to her. And then and then it ends. And again, it's kind of shady the way it ended. So I think something very shady happened right there. I don't think that she did it. I think somebody else that was involved as well, and they call it a suicide. So crazy things happen, guys. Look at Epstein, guys. That was that a suicide in the prison? I don't know about that either. And so yeah, METU. Look at that Meta Bull. That is pulling back right there some more. That does look really good for tomorrow with Meta pulling back. And no problem, Zach. Thank you for always hanging out. That's for sure. And here we go. He said, thank you for your perspective and always respect it. Greatly appreciate it. And greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. I don't even see how many people are on here. Like I said, thing's really weird tonight. It's like kind of not set up the exact same, but you guys said it's working, so I'm not messing with it. That's for sure. And let's see what else is going on here. And I only did the one feed there, Michael Anthony. I didn't want to confuse you either, so I gave you the one feed. And so yeah, that's what the market looks like. And apparently the government shutdown is going to be done, and the yen squeeze stocks firm as I can't even talk. Stocks firm as U.S. shutdown set to lift. That's like a tongue twister. House passes bill to end the shutdown with Trump set to sign it quickly. We talked about all that good stuff. And there you go. And let's see. When will these things start coming out? The continuous jobless claims, initial jobless claims. This was all supposed to come out tomorrow, and the core PPI and stuff Friday, the PPI. So we'll see if they start actually doing it, because the actual values are temporarily unavailable due to the ongoing shutdown. But that's getting lifted, so we'll see what happens there. And Michael Anthony just said what? I'm not sure what you said. What about Michael Anthony? But that is what you said. And let's see how's crypto still look. It's still just kind of hanging out there. We'll see how the market looks in the morning. Futures should be up. things should be a little bit better. I mean, Bitcoin is at 102, so it is looking a little bit better right there. And there you go, everybody. Let me see if I got to everything. We'll see if there's anything fun trending. I think I did get to it all. Let's see. Yup, I think I got to everything right there, as a matter of fact. And let me see if I got to everything on this side. It is all a big distraction. That's for sure. People flying on Thanksgiving weekend will be busy, absolutely. And I do agree. It's all big distraction, Luis Rodriguez. I agree 100% with you. And it's all a bunch of shit went down. And what we see is a bunch of nonsense. So you never get the true story. Just look at what goes on in the military. They tell you one, like the news tells you one thing, and what goes on really happens going on is a totally different agenda and what's really happening behind the scenes. So anyway, that's how life works, and that's why we look at stock charts and we can figure out most things easier this way than anything else because it kind of tells you what's going on. And there you go, everybody. So yeah, don't get distracted by Epstein's nonsense. Hopefully, they just release all the information like they should have when they said that they were going to in the very beginning. Didn't he say that while he was running for president that he was going to release all that nonsense? And he's still stepping back and walking back on it because I guess again he's got to protect his donors and his friends and himself and all that. So there you go, everybody. Another fun market review. We do this every night at 8 p.m. from Sunday to Thursday night. And obviously, we do our pre market show Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. So, anyone new tuning in, I greatly appreciate it. I have no idea how many people. It usually tells me a number, but I can't even tell anything going on. Like I said, I didn't even know if it was working tonight, but a bunch of yous were chiming in. So, it looks like everything was working on X and on YouTube. So, that's all that matters right there. And there you go, everybody. So go get some Chinese food. Call for season, all kind of fun stuff in it. Wow, are you going to get us Chinese food, Michael Anthony? There you go, guys. Michael Anthony's going to get Chinese food. He's going to call Four Seasons. I don't know what he's talking about, but and all kinds of stuff in it. So there you go, everybody. That's going to be Michael Anthony's evening right there. He's getting some Chinese food to enjoy the evening. And you guys enjoy your evening if you're whether you're eating Chinese food or not with Michael Anthony. I'm not sure. Maybe he's getting Chinese food for Thanksgiving. I have no idea what he's even talking about, guys. But hey, you guys figure it out. I can't ever figure anything out. And I'll just figure out what the stocks are going to do for you. So there you go, everybody. An exciting night as always, especially when Michael Anthony's on and he tells us to go get some Chinese food, call for season, all kind of stuff in it. There you go. I'll just leave you with that to end this show because it doesn't get any more interesting than that. And I keep putting my face against the microphone and it's rubbing against my mustache and it's like making my face itch. If I, that's why I keep doing that. I guess I gotta get a haircut and shave again because that happens as soon as my facial hair gets a little long. I touch against this thing and it like drives me crazy. So anyway, that just was going on. And Michael Anthony's going to get Chinese food. So just some really good information at the end of the show for everybody. So now you guys can all sleep real well tonight. And then you'll be up in the morning for our 7 a.m. pre-market show. And we'll get cruising through. We'll see if Trump actually signs the bill this evening. He may sign it at like 3 o'clock in the morning. He may sign it at 4:20 and smoke a blunt while he does it. You don't even know. Well, he doesn't really smoke or drink, but you never know with him. He's a crazy dude. He's up all hours of the night. So I wouldn't be surprised if it gets signed by the morning. And that is what is going on with the markets and everything else in here. So yeah, the Fed shutdown should be over and we should be ready to rock and roll again. We'll see what the reaction is in the morning. So, Michael Anthony, you go get some Chinese food, call Four Seasons, get all kinds of stuff in it. Everybody else will be wondering what kind of stuff is in it, whether you're getting wonton soup or whatever else you're getting, general sales. I have no idea, but you enjoy your Chinese food. Everybody else enjoy their evening. and we will be back in the morning. So thanks again for tuning in. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Thanks again for tuning in. Be sure to follow along and like the show and follow on YouTube, X, Instagram, all that good stuff. And go get some Chinese food, call Four Seasons, get all kinds of good stuff in it, and enjoy the rest of your evening, everybody. So I will catch you guys in the morning at 7 a.m. And until then, we'll see what Michael Anthony's going to order. We'll find out tomorrow night, I guess. So there you go, and have a good night, everybody. I'll see you guys in the morning.